Disclaimer: the information shared on this podcast is intended for educational and inspirational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. We are not licensed therapists, counselors, or medical professionals, and the content shared here should not be taken as mental health, medical, legal, or financial advice. Always consult with a qualified professional regarding any mental health, emotional, or personal development issues you may be facing. Listening to this podcast does not create a professional relationship. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not represent any official organizations or affiliations. While we aim to offer support and encouragement, your personal growth journey is your own, and you are responsible for any decisions or actions you take based on the content of this podcast. Listener discretion is advised for sensitive topics. Thank you for joining us, and remember you're not alone on this journey.
Universe of you.
Have you ever sat in your room at 2 a.m. questioning your entire life, degree, career, love life, every single thing?
Yeah, this season is specifically for that, and this episode, we're talking about the love life part.
Yep. Dating, or should you just stay single?
I mean, honestly, depends, because one of the first thing we need to know is, are you ready to date? Is that the right thing for you? Are you prepared enough? And then what people mostly do is that they think that, first they need to be fully healed, only then they can and date. They should not bring baggage into a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, I am so sorry to burst your bubble, but this is the actual written thing for generations, years, and decades, recorded in history and in research. Okay, and this is well said by Sigmund Freud. We all know he's the father of psychology. Okay, this is his words. You don't wait to be healed. You discover what needs healing through a relationship.
But, well, sometimes, in a relationship, one partner usually will, I would say, punish the other partner because of their own insecurities.
I understand that.
I mean, let's take an example of person A and person B are in a relationship. Person A is not very happy with how their nose looks like.
That was so me. I feel called out.
No, I'm not talking about you, but just in general. Okay, let's take some other. Okay, they feel like their hair is not the way. No, but hair can be changed.
Yeah. Nose also can be changed, bro. Rhinoplasty.
I'm gonna go back to my nose example.
Okay, bro, I'm gonna cover my nose.
Yeah. So, for example, they're not happy with how their nose are, but person B has a very beautiful nose, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone compliments them on their nose.
Okay.
So, in a way, you feel called out.
Yeah, I mean, I did right now as well.
Even though we're not speaking about person A's nose, but they still feel called out. And later on, they can blame to person B saying that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, obviously.
It's more so like your inferiority makes you want to act in a certain way that you would put the other person down just so that you yourself feel good, even if the other person is not actually at fault.
Yeah, it's like you're projecting your feelings onto them, which is not the rightest thing to do. Because obviously the other person is also a person, they're human, they're feeling something. And if it's a relationship, I think that's the worst thing to do, to project your feelings onto someone else.
Yeah,
just so that you can feel better too. Like, why do you want to do that? You're hurting someone else by doing that.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be open about your own insecurities, and then that is something I believe you will only go and understand when you actually are in a relationship.
Yeah.
This is like, your inner work needs relational mirrors. And this is a very well thing said by Carl Jung. Without relations, parts of yourself may forever remain unseen. Like, you discover so much about yourself when you're actually dealing with another person.
And I think partners should be completely honest about their insecurities, and they should be open to working with each other in a respectful way.
Yeah.
Again, you don't project your feelings, but you, obviously in a respectful way, you tell and help each other out to like outgrow the insecurities or come to middle ground solution on how things have to be dealt with. But end of the day, all relationships require some work, and they also require a lot of understanding, like tremendous amount of understanding, and a lot of communication.
Yeah, exactly. And like, again, communication is one part of it. What is more important in communication is that the other person understands what you're trying to say. A lot of the time, you can communicate in the best possible manner.
Yeah.
But if the person in front of you does not understand what you're saying, be it for any reason. Maybe it's like a cultural difference. Maybe you're from culture XYZ and then they're from culture B, and then two totally different cultures.
Yeah.
They grew up in different ways and they don't understand when you're trying to communicate an aspect of your culture. Okay, now that becomes such a big hindrance, because you can communicate in the best way. You can show them visuals, you can take them
Yeah.
to your culture, you can like actively show them what's going on. But then if they
Yeah.
cannot understand it, there's no point of how well you communicate.
Like, obviously, they can speak to you, or they can, again, as you said, there are many forms of communication. You can do verbal or non-verbal. But if they don't understand, it's stupid. You're just speaking like a dog in front of them, and they are just not listening to you. And
Yeah.
I think that's a very, very toxic situation to be in.
I wouldn't say it's toxic. It's more so just like inconvenient and uncomfortable. As long as like the other person is not outright disrespecting XYZ, whatever you're trying to communicate, as long as you're not disrespecting it, it's fair for them not to understand certain parts of it. That's where like compromise comes in between. Even if you don't fully understand what the other person is trying to say, but then you compromise purely because you love them. That is one of the most important things about a relationship. You have to be 200% prepared for sacrifices and compromise. And guys, sacrifice and compromises are two absolutely different things. Okay, please do not confuse them. Compromise is where you both come to a middle ground. Okay, sacrifice is one person completely stepping back. Okay, and for certain things, you do have to completely step back, because here's the thing: we all have our non-negotiables, which I will never, ever, ever ask anyone to bend over the non-negotiables. Please don't do that.
Or
Okay?
like change their non-negotiables for you.
Yeah, exactly. But then here's the thing: the other person then in that situation will have to sacrifice. And the same situation when reverse, if the person in front of you has a non-negotiable thing, you will have to make sacrifices. That is a given in every situation.
But me personally, I think that right now with our generation, I think everyone is into something. Like in a relationship with someone or the other. With what I've noticed in my high school and my first year university experiences, people are in a relationship for the sake of being in it.
Because, oh my god,
they want to fit in with the society norm that I have a high school sweetheart.
Oh my god.
Like I am with someone since XYZ years.
That's a trend, but it's not realistic.
Yeah, like if you are not happy in that relationship and it's like just for the flex that I have a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, that I can pull up someone. Nah, man. Like I think if it isn't making you happy and again you're just in for the sake of it, it's time to say a goodbye.
You're wasting your life.
Yeah, like just be brave and do it. Obviously it may hurt for a while if you were close to that person in some or the other way, but you can't be with them, it's gonna hurt. Obviously it will, because you're being with someone. We are humans, we feel a lot, but then it's gonna be a source of something greater in the future for sure.
Exactly. And on that note, when you're breaking up with someone, you feel the exact same thing that you would feel after going through withdrawals. Like if you're having drug withdrawals, that's exactly how breaking up feels like. So that's exactly how it feels to your brain when you break up. It's kind of like, you're not getting the right, how do I call it?
What?
Not incentive, like the right kind of drug, because like loving somebody is also a little bit like a drug. So you're not getting that kind of satisfaction. You're deprived of it.
Yeah, because you're a little bit addicted, I would say.
Exactly.
Even if we won't agree, but end of the day, we all drive towards someone who loves us.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. But then again, you have to be 200, not even 200, 500% prepared
600.
that you will get hurt no matter what. Even if it's a healthy relationship, you will still get hurt, because the whole point of a relationship is that a person is going to keep calling you out on your bad behaviors, on your insecurities, on your mistake, and then be there and nag you to work on it and to get better and push you to get better. And that will hurt you. And like, come on, the other person in front of you is also human. They will get irritated. They will have bad days themselves. They will have to the urge to just go like, okay, they're also human. They are gonna experience that as well. And you are essentially their safe space.
Yeah.
So that will inevitably end up coming out on you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. Okay, that just means that they genuinely feel safe enough to be their good self, bad self, every self
Without the
possible.
mask.
Yeah, exactly. But then that does not mean that you tolerate disrespect.
Of
Please.
course. Hell no.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a huge difference between
Understanding when a
tolerating-
person is having a bad day versus
yeah,
somebody
like,
who's just toxic and
disrespecting.
bitchy.
Yeah, like you need to understand that, like, no matter how much you love them, but if they start disrespecting you or really pulling you down, thinking that, oh, you can't go above me in a relation.
Yeah.
Not in a relation, sorry. If we are in a relation and if you go above me or you achieve something which I wanted to achieve before I do and they try to pull you down, I think that's the worst thing someone can ever do.
Yeah. And such a person is not actually a partner, because nobody who truly loves you would ever
You
want.
want to drag you down.
Exactly. They want you to become the best version of you possible. Which is why they will nag you and call you out on your bad behaviors.
But in a respectful way, for you
Exactly.
to change in a good way.
Yeah.
Not like change in a bad way. I've seen people, who get addicted to like smoking or like getting into the substances.
Yeah.
I don't think that's great influence. That's a really bad influence.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And if you're generally uncomfortable with them being close to you, I think it's better to always speak about it
Yeah, exactly.
than letting you, affect and then you think about it again and again in your head. It's always nice and respectful to ask before doing anything. Especially I feel for the girls, because we are a little extra moody some days.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
especially like when we're on our periods, I genuinely don't want to speak to any single one on earth. Other than a few people, obviously, I want to speak to some people, but not everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel on those days, boys have to take over.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But then, even if there's so much work in a relationship, it does come with its own benefits as well.
I think we spoke about the bad stuff first. We should have spoken about the good stuff.
Hey, we're man haters here. Oh God.
No.
I think everyone knows we're a man hater.
Man hater for life, dude.
Yeah. But then no, it genuinely does bring good stuff as well. Like you get such a good companionship. You get such a good companionship that no matter what, there's gonna be at least one person who's gonna show up for you.
Yeah.
It's common sense that your friends are gonna be busy. They're gonna have their life. They're gonna have their families, their other friends, their work, blah blah blah. Okay, and it's fair enough if they prioritize those things over you some certain times. But then in a relationship and while you're dating, you have that one 24/7 person, I could say.
And that person is everything. Their ChatGPT, their food delivery, their Google, their
Mood
call
fixer,
history,
everything.
Every single thing you can think of. Even therapist at one point of time.
Yeah, exactly. And you gotta be that person for them as well, okay?
Yeah.
It's a fair trade.
And this is for both the girls and the guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just for one of them.
Yeah. And then the best part, I would say, would be dependability.
Yeah.
The best as well as the most difficult part, especially for like us as the oldest child.
Yeah.
We never had anybody to depend on.
Yeah.
Always had to have everything figured out
Yeah.
on your own. So to have somebody who would take the mental load off you, or like you say it once and the other person has already done it, like, bro, I will be flat if somebody did that. Like, seriously.
Yeah. But I think again, being the oldest child, for me specifically, I don't tend to speak a lot about what's going on in my head, because I
Same.
feel like, okay, it's better I keep it to myself.
Yeah.
And I can figure it out myself. I can always do it.
Yeah.
But when someone tries to ask me about it, I genuinely will not be able to share it at one go. Not like friends, I mean like a companion. Or if I'm in a relationship and if someone's trying to ask me,
Sorry, I tried to hug her and she's like, not you.
yeah, and I'm just like, bro, back off. Yes, I was speaking about like if a guy ever comes to me and asks me about like, oh, how's your day, or like, what's going on in your head, I'm just gonna be like, bye. Or like, don't speak to me.
Yeah.
Or for me right now, if anyone other than my close friends is asking me where I am at or did I eat or no, I'm just gonna be like, dude, Why?
Why do you want to know? What's
This
your
is so
what's your
crazy.
intention?
Yeah, I'm gonna be so suspicious about them. Like, why do you want to know where I am at? My parents know where I am at. Why do you need to know?
Oh my god.
Like, I cannot. Like, I don't know why I've become like this, but it's become so difficult to just.
You don't trust people.
Yeah.
Other than your close people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people ruin that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people do ruin a lot of things.
They do. That's
but-
a big thing.
We talk about that in detail some other day.
Yeah.
Another good part about being in a relationship is you get flowers.
Oh my god, I'm such a big
No.
flower girl.
Wait, yeah, which I can get it for myself and I can get it for Arya too.
Yeah.
But when it comes from someone else, it's always nice.
I know, especially when it's like something you don't expect and just like randomly shows up and you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I would slap if someone gets it for me on a random day like that.
Why?
If it's a guy and if I don't know them well.
Okay, if you don't know them well, fair enough.
And if you just know them for like some time and they try to hit you up or something, I'm gonna take that bouquet and smack their face.
For real, I fully agree with that. But then one thing to note is that the current view of dating and relationships, the one that's portrayed by media, is such a distorted perception of it.
True.
You do not understand what the real thing is. And again, we have said it so many times and I'm 200% sure that everybody knows that social media is a highlight reel. You genuinely don't know what kind of issues are happening at the back end for these people. So stop basing your relationship on what the other person does. Okay, there was this one video that I saw, I think it was a couple of months ago. Okay, so it was basically a husband had packed an emergency, like urgent lunch for his wife because his wife forgot the lunch. Okay, so he just threw a couple things together and then wrote a funny note. It was like a funny note because he put dog food in it.
Oh shit.
Okay. And then he put like a funny note. So it was like an inside joke for them, which the wife understood. Okay, and then the wife loved the thing because like it was the things that she liked and blah blah blah. But then they were snacks. They weren't meals. There was a sandwich, but then the rest of them were snacks. And like it made sense because she said that it was an urgent lunch. She just put it together whatever he found and then he dropped it off to her. Okay, people in the comment section was like, girl, you need to dump him, like, bro, you don't know what the husband is doing. You don't know what if he was himself running late to go to office or whatever. You don't know what that person is happening. And the wife was so happy with it. She understood the joke. She understood why the dog food was there. She got it. Why are you so upset at it? And then there is another one where there was like a video where the guy before going to the office sets up the girlfriend's entire coffee bar and everything every single morning. It's so sweet and all, I get it. But then like not every boyfriend is gonna have time to do that every single morning. Okay, a lot of the times some of them would have very demanding jobs, so they're not gonna have the time to do that in the morning. Okay, so there are people in that girl's comment section saying that, oh, if my guy does not do this, I'm dumping him. Like, you don't know how demanding his job is. Like, why are you expecting something from your guy based off of a video? I don't get it.
And I think people on social media, especially these couple influencers who post just couple reels and everything.
And it's cringy, no offense.
It is cringy on one side, but it's perspectives again. Some people find it cute. If they are in a relationship, the cringiest things also seem cute. Yeah. But again, these nosy people in the comments, like those old aunties who want to taunt on every single thing. The girl's clothes is too short. The guy could have done this better. Or like ABC. Like, why do you want to poke your nose into every single thing, man? Do you not have a life to live? And I think the worst is comparing your relationship to anyone's on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the worst thing. As you said, setting up coffee table, and if my guy doesn't do it, I'm going to dump him. Dude, it's literally on everyone. Everyone's different. You can't force someone to do something for you. And if they do it, it's, I believe, out of their full heart.
Exactly.
Not after seeing a video or something.
Absolutely. Coming to that point itself, everyone has different love languages.
For sure.
Yeah. Maybe for that person, the love language would have been acts of service. For somebody else, it would be words of affirmation. For somebody else, it would be gift giving. So you need to understand that different people are going to be treating you differently
Yeah.
based on what their love language is. They're going to show you a love in different manner, and then you also are going to show love in what your love language is.
Yeah.
The important thing is you understand what each other's love language is,
Yeah.
and then tweak around so that you love the person in the way that they want to be loved.
Yeah.
Because a
so
lot of the,
true.
yeah, a lot of the time you can be pouring into somebody's cup. Let's say somebody wants the color red.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you keep handing them different shades of blue. Like, yeah, you're giving them colors, absolutely right.
But you're
then
not giving them what they want
exactly,
or what they like.
Exactly. So they're not gonna understand it. And then some people will appreciate it, but then they'll just keep it aside because they're not understanding why you're giving them blue when they asked for red.
True that.
Okay. And a lot of the times people are also might get irritated and upset at you saying that, oh, you're not giving me what I want. I want color, but you keep giving me blue.
Yeah.
Okay. It just causes misunderstanding. So try to understand the love language of the person in front of you and then give them that so they actually understand that you love them and then they love you.
As you gave the color example again, so if you keep on handing them blue instead of red, it always seems like, oh, that person never heard me.
Yeah,
When I tried to tell about me, they just didn't care. They want to do it things their way. That also again causes misunderstanding.
Absolutely.
And I think an example that I would like to give here is back then in school, I genuinely didn't like physical touches. This is from friends, by the way, not from anyone else, but from my girls. Okay, so right now I have a habit of giving hugs. Like I love giving hugs to everyone. And when I meet someone or when I go away from, not go away, when I say bye, like we go our ways, end of the day, I always want to give them a hug.
Yeah.
That's just my signature move. Like if I meet you every day also, I'm going to give you a hug when
You
we meet.
remember
And
how
when
we
we
used to
leave.
hug? Like our security guard from our university used to be
Oh my
scared
God,
the way we
yeah.
hug. Because like two people running and coming like it's a movie scene and then boom, the hug.
I used to always be scared, like, dude, if we fall and like we crack our heads or something. But that's me right now. But back in school, like, I would hate someone coming super close to me or someone giving me a hug was the worst thing I would want on my day.
Yeah.
But my closest friend who has been with me throughout my school life, when we started like getting more time, we started going out. She gave me constant hugs and I just was like, nah, dude, like, nah. Like, I just don't like it. Like, it makes me feel very awkward. What am I supposed to do next?
Yeah.
But then I slowly outgrew that stage, I would say, where now I appreciate hugs, but not from everyone.
Obviously.
Just a few people who I am okay with.
Yep. I get that.
I think, again, I think physical touches are one sort of a love language which not everyone has. Because you need to respect someone's space.
Yeah,
Because you don't know
if they're in a bad mood again.
Yeah.
I just need space in general.
Yeah, it's always nice to just ask, I would say. I think
Yeah.
that's the best thing I would appreciate if someone asks me before doing something, especially coming close to me.
Sometimes, like, if you keep your arms open and then wait for the person to give you a green light, that's also, in a way, asking for consent. You don't always have to verbally say, hey, can I hug you?
Yeah, like,
Because that's pretty awkward.
Subtle ways of you can understand the person by like their face or their mood. It's easy to understand someone when you actually understand them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can predict their behaviors sometimes.
Now, finally talking about the part that everybody
Me
would have been
also.
waiting for. Being single.
I'm gonna be single for long.
Being that cool, rich, bad bitch aunt who spoils all the kids.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like if things are in my hands, I would literally just adopt a dog and a lot of more animals and just stay.
Open a farm.
Actually, I wouldn't mind.
For real.
I'd become a zookeeper for that matter. I love being around animals.
Same.
But I would live with them than the guys in the generation.
Oh my god.
110%.
No comments.
You have seen those memes, yeah? Like either mob the ocean or be with a guy or trust a guy. I'm gonna mob the ocean.
Sure.
Like, I have no issues with anyone personally. Trust me. I know past trauma or anything. I just don't know. With what I've seen with my friends dealing with, I'm like, I'm good.
Sure.
Literally.
Yeah, but then being single does give you a lot of freedom. Like, you can literally do whatever you want. There's no one depending on you. You don't have to check with someone beforehand. You don't need to ask anyone's permission. I mean, like, for our age, we still do need to, like, sometimes ask our parents' permission and stuff. But then, like, you don't have anybody waiting on you or counting on you that you have to keep updating and stuff.
I'll be like, I ate. Did you eat food now? I slept.
It's so cringy,
Did you
bro.
sleep now? I've seen people. That's the reason why I'm like, okay.
Okay, not everyone is that
Not
cringy.
not everyone. Specific
Yeah.
people I'm speaking about.
Yeah. And then like you get to go on like those solo trips and like those friend trips. Like,
Dude,
bro, that is so cool.
I'm waiting to take like a girls trip out to the
I
island.
swear to
Like,
God. I swear to go. What? I swear to God.
lost our minds.
Oh my God.
No, but then genuinely, like, being single is a good feeling where again you are on your own, and it's a nice way if you are someone who likes to be on their own.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to rely on someone else's opinion, thoughts, or like anything. Kind of like their own boss.
Yeah,
I feel like.
exactly. I completely agree with that, but then I also do understand at like certain moments,
Yeah.
especially when either when you're at your weakest or when then you know, like everybody gets that random days where they're just overthinking for no reason, and then at that point, then it does become a little lonely.
Yeah, true,
Being
true,
single is great, but then that one day really makes you.
Yeah, but on that, on those specific days, I feel are the best friends who show up.
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
I am gonna like 110% swear by my girlfriends are literally my boyfriends.
For real, we
Like,
spoil each other so much.
I don't think I need a guy when I'm with my girls around me. Like, someone's gonna pay for our meals, someone's gonna like pick and drop us, someone's gonna get us flowers. Like, we're all sorted amongst each other. So I think when you have great friends, great company around you who are proud of you, checks up on you, literally like how partners do.
Yeah.
And you love each other, but not romantically. Of course.
Exactly.
That's a little game.
Point is, you love the person as the person
Yeah.
a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think on those lonely days,
These people are the best comfort you have.
yeah. But again, I mean, obviously, it's a different feeling being single and you be lonely and you don't want to go to your friends either.
Yeah.
But dude, you chose it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just bear with it. I can't say anything on this.
Yeah. And I feel like the whole pink pill, red pill content creators have glorified being single.
Yeah.
Which I don't fully agree with. I mean, initially also we talked about like true healing happens when you're in a relationship or with another person. Because what happens otherwise is that you're not actually healing, you're just away from triggers.
Yeah.
So when the trigger is put in front of you again,
You don't
you're
know
going
what to do.
you're going to react in the same manner as you did previously. You need to be faced with the trigger multiple times so you find a different way to deal with it, a healthier way to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's only going to happen if there is another person
Putting you
in
in
front
that
of you.
spot.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel the worst things a human has is attachments.
Mm-hmm.
It's
the worst thing a human has?
Yeah, it's really hard to let go of something you're attached to. Like, you know.
Fair enough.
And we humans are literally attached to everything. Like, I love a toy which I have since I was a kid. Like, I still sleep with it. I have named it. I take care of it. I'm attached, and if I don't sleep with it for one day, I can't sleep the way I usually do.
Same. Like, I carry my soft toys better when I'm flying.
I have a full jungle in my house because I can't go in a jungle and stay, as I mentioned earlier. So I just bought all the soft toys and they're there with me. But you're attached to the littlest things. So when you're with a person, it's really difficult because, again, you get emotionally attached, physically attached to someone. And when they are not there, it's difficult for you to function normally. So I think the biggest advice I would give to everyone and anyone is don't get super attached to something or someone.
Yeah.
And if you're like young like us, that's not the time to get attached to anything because
absolutely.
You never know how things are gonna be. Like, we're still young, we still are figuring out lives. We need to focus on other things than relationship as well.
Yeah.
And if you don't focus on your relationship and you focus on your career and the other person thinks like, oh, you're avoiding them, ignoring them, it again creates a misunderstanding which causes issues, and you don't want drama in life, right?
Exactly.
When you are planning to focus on your career.
Absolutely.
So whatever you do, and even with friends for that matter, don't get attached to anyone, I'm going to say. Don't get completely attached.
Yeah, completely.
Stay attached. Obviously, they mean something to you, but live in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, see, I'm never gonna preach to stay single or stay in a toxic relationship, and neither am I gonna say, okay, throw yourself at every potential you see or walk away at the single smallest, lightest mistake.
We are all humans.
we are all humans. But I will say that companionship is the basic of human existence.
Oh my god, so true.
You need a companion, a partner, a group of friends, your
Someone
family.
just for you.
Exactly. You need people to have in your life, constant people that too, who are like your root, your grounding, who can hold you down, who are there for you to return to, who can go on random adventures with you, who make life
yes
fun.
to everything.
Okay, not everything, but then like
Fun. Okay, you said yes to spontaneous, as we
yes,
said earlier
to
as well.
spontaneity. Yeah, absolutely.
And someone who you can celebrate your littlest moments.
Exactly.
We spoke about this earlier as well.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, not yes to everything, because then that gets us in a lot of troubles.
It's fun.
Oh my god, sure. But then anyone, it could be your childhood friend, it could be your partner, your parents, your sibling,
Literally anyone.
But just someone that you can count on when you're really down and low.
And therapists and pets and soft toys don't count in this.
Yeah, you need a human being.
Yeah, because and again, AI as well. A lot of people tend to vent on AI. And I think, no. Someone with human feelings so that they understand you and they can guide you in a proper way. Therapists also do that, but it's always nicer with friends or someone who knows you better.
In therapist, what happens is that it's a transactional relationship, and then you are not allowed to build bonds with your relationship with your therapist, because they are a medical professional. They're a professional that you go to. You need a human. Sometimes you just need somebody who can hug you and you can cry out, or somebody who can go out bowling with you. I don't know, anything. Your therapist cannot do those stuff.
Or when you mess up, you just don't need someone to explain things to you, but rather just be there with you, give you a hug, and not explain like, oh, you should have done things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you need somebody who can drag you out of your house when you're at the lowest. Your therapist is not going to do that.
Yeah, but friends definitely will. And I think it's always nice to keep 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. How many friends close to you?
That's a topic we'll be covering in next chapter. So stay tuned.
Remember, there's no right way to live your life.
Just your way.
So choose boldly,
live fully,
and trust yourself a little more.
We've got your back.